Hey, y'all. Hello. Happy Self-Care Friday. Hello. Y'all see how Coach T is holding, y'all see how I got this Bible, how I'm holding it dear to my heart? Because, baby, listen, hello. This has been Coach T's saving grace, baby, this past week, okay? This have been my saving grace. Now, I had to get me a new Bible because, hey, Miss Lady, I had to get me a new. I'm about to call him back. I thought I put it on Do Not Disturb. Listen, I'm gonna have to get me a new. I had to get me a new Bible because my other Bible was torn into pieces. It was crumbs and stuff everywhere, and it was leaking and stuff to the side. It wasn't good, so I had to get me another Bible. Okay, and baby, this have been one of the best investments that Coach T has invested in herself and made during this transitional situation. Okay, it has been a life changer, honey. Life been life in. Transitioning been transitioning. But I feel, and that's why I want to come on today, I feel like we are at the top of this thing. We getting ready to we walking on over. But baby, these last few weeks have been rough. Okay? It has been rough. So y'all see the title. I'm not going to be on here with y'all long. I don't even have a whole lot of notes. I bought the Bible today because, baby, this have been Coach T's saving grace. Now, I come on here as a businesswoman, as an entrepreneur. But as a businesswoman and entrepreneur who teaches the Word of God and share the Word of God with her clients, I just don't want y'all to get confused about this being, ministry. But, baby, we do ministry in Buoyancy Wife Coaching, okay? We do ministry there because it is only through this right here, honey, that's going to get you through some of them rough times. It is only this that's going to help you get through some of them transitioning moments, some of them transitional times. Fasting by itself won't be enough. Praying by itself won't be enough. Talking to, that mentor or, your pastor that won't necessarily be enough. But baby, when you can get into the presence of the Lord for yourself and learn how to locate him for yourself and let him minister to you, it's the most sweetest place on earth. I'm telling you the truth. So listen, welcome. For some of you who may not know me, my name is Coach T. I am a mental health wife coach and marriage consultant. I coach wives who are going through a season of hardship in a marriage, some kind of challenging season in their marriage. A lot of wives are going through situations that include adultery, addiction, abandonment, mental and emotional distress. And a lot of these wives have biblical reasons to exit out of their marriage covenant. They have biblical reasons to say, hey, I'm done with this. But something, and it's not something, the Spirit of the living God has tugged on their heart and told them, don't divorce this man. Don't divorce this man because I got an assignment for you. Don't divorce this man because I got something I'm trying to do with this. Don't divorce this man because I'm getting ready to do something in his life and I need your help as I am getting ready to do something in his life. And so a lot of these wives have received specific instructions from the Lord where God has told them to not divorce. God has told them that he's going to restore that marriage. God has told them that he's going to, bring salvation to that husband. God has told them that he's going to do something new in their marriage. He's going to do something new in that man. And so for that reason they stay. Most of my wives, main issue when having those types of instructions is learn how to navigate that middle. Learn how to manage themselves. Learn how to get themselves right as they are trusting and believing God. Because baby, when I tell you that you're going to go through some HELL when you say yes to this type of assignment, I'm not even lying. Okay. I ain't even lying. That's probably messed up grammar. I ain't even lying. All right. And so welcome. Like I said, today, I don't want to hold you long at all. Y'all know Coach T had a moment last week. Okay, I was real humanized. I was real human. And I ain't apologizing for my human moment because I'm a human being. And hopefully I was able to help some wives to understand that, look, none of us are exempt from hardship. None of us are exempt from, challenging seasons. None of us are exempt from, heartache. None of us are exempt from literally, like, I don't want to do this. You really have some days and moments where you do not want to do this. But I'm back on here again. Come on, Jesus. I'm back on here again. God gave me a word early in this week, and that kind of like really, really settled my spirit. And even this morning, he kind of like, allowed me to release some things where I just felt like we're going to be all right. All right. So we are here and we're going to be all right. All right. Nevertheless, not my will. Come on, Jesus, but your will be done. And so today I just want to come over here and share with you a few things. I got some things I want to share with you. First, just going back to what I said, wives have to understand one of the hardest parts of this journey is managing self. Okay. One of the hardest parts of this journey is managing self. And if you have not already signed up for the free marriage event that I'm hosting on next weekend online, it's free. This is the last weekend. This is the last weekend for you to sign up for. I will share the link below. You can sign up at eventbrite.com. Get connected. Come on in so we can talk about some things. I'm going to share some things with you. Sign up for that today. All right. The hardest part of your journey, wife, is going to be managing yourself. All right. And so I wanted to share a few things with y'all. Y'all know I come over here all the time and talk to y'all about because the next assignment with this. Because this next assignment with this mess. Listen, the assignments that God been giving and been handing out to me, I've been like, sir, you can keep them. You can keep them. Like, sir, you can keep them. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Okay. The assignments be real, y'all. Y'all listen, I don't just make this stuff up. God not playing, okay? He's not playing with his people. And so, don't have me over here acting a fool, girl. Let me talk to the people. So y'all know I come on here and talk to y'all. I have shared with you guys in the past about one of my favorite movies is Hancock, right? One of my favorite movies is Hancock. And so, that literally has been something that has been weighing in on me. And I just kind of wanted to share a few parts of the movie that really, really stands out to me. And what I feel like, me and Hancock kind of had in common, and what I've been coming up against or warring up against. I was going to title this The War Within. But baby, after reading some of these scriptures, it was like, oh, wretched man I am. Come on, Jesus. Who can save me from myself? Nobody but Jesus. And so I had to change the title. And make it, oh, wretched man that I am. And so one of the things I love about the movie Hancock is that, of course, he was a superhero, right? He was a superhero. And the man was basically being persecuted for being a superhero, right? He was basically being persecuted for being a man that come to people rescues and help and this, that, whatever. But because he was not put up to par, come on, Jesus, because he didn't fit in their how other people may have assumed he should be, because he didn't fit that description. They persecuted the man, even though he was helping them, even though he was saving lives, even though he was doing things that the police officers couldn't do. He was still being persecuted. He was persecuted as a superhero. And I remember sharing once before that, and it's in the word, what they say, they call Jesus Beelzebub. they call Jesus Beelzebub. And I had experienced something like that, over these couple of weeks, where it was like, you attacking me. I'm being attacked because I have a superpower. Come on, Jesus. I'm being attacked because I hear from God, right? I hear from God. And so I'm being attacked because I hear from God. They persecuted Hancock, y'all, because he was a superhero. They persecuted this man. They came for him because he didn't fit the description. When people see me, certain people, when they see me, I don't look like the average, wife coach. I don't look like the average Christian. Like, what does a Christian look like? Come on, Jesus. What? Let's talk about that. I don't look like the average, church woman. I don't look like the average, church going person. Like, I don't fit their description. And so because I don't fit their description, I'm persecuted. I'm persecuted because I have a superpower. I'm persecuted because I have a gift. I'm persecuted because God speaks to me. I'm persecuted because I know my word. Come on, Jesus, and you can't pull no fasting over my head. I'm persecuted because I have discernment and I can see that spirit behind that spirit. I'm being persecuted because I know that fruit. I recognize that spirit. I'm being persecuted for something because I'm on God's side, basically. And wife, you have to understand. You have to understand. You will be persecuted on this journey. I cannot emphasize it enough. You will be persecuted on this journey. And that's one of the things about the movie Hancock I love. He was persecuted for doing something good. Come on, Jesus. He was persecuted for helping somebody out. Jesus was persecuted for saving a man. Jesus was persecuted for delivering a man. Jesus was persecuted for healing the sick, open up blind eyes. Jesus was persecuted for bringing a dead man back to life. You will be persecuted on this journey. Come on, Jesus. You will be persecuted. And so when that happens, when that happens, okay, because I'm not the average church woman, because I'm not the average, church goer, because I don't use proper words and I'm a little bit loud and, a little, out of the box type of thing, because I don't say the little fluffy stuff and I'm a little bit, controversial, because of that, the ratchetness side of me has to be consumed, right? The ratchet side of me has to be consumed. And that's the part that I feel like God is like, girl, we gotta get you, we gotta shake this stuff up. We gotta fix this up. I can't have you out here on spotlight acting like this, okay? And so sometimes, y'all, you will be persecuted. And so I wanted to share, I think it's out of Romans chapter 7. And I said, y'all know I don't even come on here with my Bible like this no more. I normally read from the Bible. I bought my Bible today because I wanted y'all to get the feel of this. I want you to go get you a Bible. I want you to sit with the word this weekend and get you something in you, whatever works, whatever you have to do to get you right. Romans chapter 7 verses 24 to 25. And I just want to read y'all to what Paul, because I felt like Paul. I've been feeling like Paul these last couple of weeks. I've been feeling like, dude, what is this? Right? And so Romans chapter 7, I'm going to start at verse 14. I'm going to just start at verse 14. So y'all spare me. Give me some grace with this. So he says, so the trouble is not with the law, for it is spiritual and good. The trouble is with me. For I am all too human, a slave to sin. I don't really understand myself, for I want to do what is right, but I don't do it. Instead, I do what I hate. But if I know that what I am doing is wrong, this shows that I agree that the law is good, right? So I am not the one doing wrong. It is the sin living in me that does it. Because y'all know every now and then, because I'm not Jesus and I have not been perfected yet. Every now and again, when I feel like somebody's trying to come for me and I ain't did nothing wrong to you, when I feel like somebody's trying to come for me and I know I've been good to you, every now and again I have to get myself together. Okay, I have to control that other side. You will too have to control that other side, wife. Okay. Verse 18. And I know that nothing good lives in me. That is, in my sinful nature. I want to do what is right, but I can't. I want to do what is good, but I don't. I don't want to do what is wrong, but I do it anyway. But if I do what I don't want to do, I'm not really the one doing wrong. It is sin living in me that does it. I have discovered this principle of life, that when I want to do what is right, I inevitably, come on, Jesus, do what is wrong. I love God's law with all my heart. But there is another power. Everybody say, there is another power. Come on, Jesus. There is another power, all right, within me. There is another power within me that is at war with my mind. This power makes me a slave to the sin that is still within me. Oh, what miserable person I am. This is the NLT version or NIV version. But the King James Baby say, what wretched man I am. What wretched man I am. Who will free me from this life that is dominated by sin and death? Thank God the answer is in Jesus Christ, our Lord. So you see how it is in my mind. I really want to obey God's law. But because of my sinful nature, I am a slave to sin. Listen, y'all. Transition season will bring out the ratchetness in you. Transitioning season will bring out the sin that's down within you, that sinful nature that's still there. Transitional season will make you question whether or not, am I on the right path? Am I doing this right? Are you sure? Am I taking my voice? Are you sure, God, this is what I'm supposed to be doing? Are you sure this is what you have called me to? You have to understand, wife, transitional season will bring out the ratchet man in you. Transitional season will bring out the sin nature in you. Transitional season will have you battling in your mind. You know what's right. You know what you're supposed to do, but yet and still, you still trying to figure out, am I supposed to be doing this? Transitional season will have you saying, listen, throw in the towel, get somebody else. I'm done with this. I don't want to do this no more. Take me off this wheel. I'm getting out the race. Transitional season will bring that ratchet man out. And this is why it's so important. This is why it's so important for you to learn how to manage that middle. Come on, Jesus. This is why it's so important for that wife to learn how to manage herself. Because if you don't have no management on this journey, no management, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, that accountability, the maintenance and support, if you don't have those things, you will mess around and you will tip over. you will mess around and you will fall over. I thank God for my accountability partner. I thank God for my therapist. I thank God for my clients, for the ones who call me, hey, you all right? You good? You all right? You good? I thank God for the ones that God has surrounded me by. My husband, who, coach, what's going on, coach? Coach, we gotta put you back in. We gotta put you back in, coach. What's going on? I thank God for that. Because if you don't have that wife, this thing will tip you over and you will be wondering, am I supposed to be doing this? Am I doing this right? God, are you surely you ain't called me to this? Surely I'm not supposed to be doing this. And God, you got to grip yourself. You got to get yourself back. And he brought back the movie Hancock to me. He said, let's go back to the movie Hancock. Let's go back to Hancock. Hancock was doing a good thing. Okay, he was doing a good thing. Yet he was being persecuted. He was being persecuted for helping people. He was being persecuted. And wife, you have to understand, you will be persecuted on this assignment. You will be persecuted on this journey. People will throw all types of darts at you. Different ones will question whether or not you know if you know what you're talking about. Different ones will question your knowledge of the word. Different ones will throw all kinds of things at you just to see how many times it was that little commercial when they said how many licks does it take to get to the bottom of this lollipop or whatever, and the owl was sucking the lollipop. It was like a 1, a 2, a 3. Wife, how many darts have to be thrown at you for you to say I'm not doing this no more? how many darts have to be thrown at you for you to say no? I don't gotta put up with this. I don't gotta deal with this man and his foolery. I don't gotta deal with this kind of stuff. How many darts have to be thrown at you before you say, I'm done with this? I'm throwing in the towel. I'm walking away. I'm getting off this wheel. I'm walking out this race. How many darts have to be thrown at you? So this brings me to the next Bible verse that God had caught my eye with today. And this one comes out of 2 Corinthians chapter 12. And I'm going to start with I'm going to start with verse 3. When Paul was basically sharing with the people that God had took him up to paradise. God had took him up and showed him some things, right? So he says, yes, only God knows whether I was in my body or outside my body. But I do know that I was caught up to paradise and heard things so astounding that they cannot be experienced in words. Things no human is allowed to tell. That experience is worth boasting about, but I'm not going to do it. I will boast only about my weaknesses. If I wanted to boast, I would be no fool in doing so, because I could be telling the truth, but I won't do it because I don't want anyone to give me credit beyond what they can see in my life or hear in my message, even though I have received such wonderful revelations from God. So to keep me from becoming proud, come on, Jesus, to keep me from becoming proud, I was given a thorn in my flesh as a messenger from Satan to torment me and keep me from becoming proud. Wife, have you located your thorn yet? Have you figured out the reason why God has placed that thorn on your side? Have you located that area that, man, this part is good, this part is good, this part is going good, this part is going good, but I cannot get through this part. Lord, why does this part keep coming up? What is the lesson of your thorn? What is God trying to teach you about your thorn? What is God trying to humble you in? And that's why he is using that thorn. Wife, you got to locate your thorn. And then you got to figure out what the lesson is that God is trying to teach you. And once you figure out that lesson, you have to continue to manage that thorn. Come on, Jesus. You have to continue to manage that thorn. Wife, this whole journey is about managing self. This whole journey is about managing self, because sometimes God is going to give you revelation, and God is going to tell you things, and God is going to share some things with you that man on the outside cannot receive. They won't be able to perceive what it is that he has shared with you. And so you have to learn now how to take those divine instructions, how to take that divine download, how to take those divine words that God has shared with you. You have to learn now how to manage it. You have to know how to hold it steady, hold it in the middle. Why? This journey is about managing you. Because if you don't, that wretched man, that wretched side of you is gonna come up. that wretched man, that wretched side of you is gonna be inflamed. That wretched man, that wretched side is gonna rise up. It's gonna rise up. Things that God shared with you concerning your marriage journey, concerning the things that he's told you about your marriage, concerning the things that he has promised you about your husband, about your future, about the things that he wants you to do, about the things that he wants your husband to do. You have to learn how to manage it. Going back to the movie Hancock. One of the things that I also, admired about the movie Hancock, I noticed was the further and further he got away from his wife, he became stronger. The further and further he got away from his wife, he became stronger. You might was like, well, Coach C, what that got to do? Like, I ain't trying to get it further and further away from my husband. I'm trying to get close to him. I understand. But wife, you have to also know that sometimes a separation is needed for you and your spouse for a season so that you can become stronger. A separation is needed for you to become stronger, for you to become what God is needing you to be, for you to become equipped, for you to be able to do the work that he's called you to. A separation sometimes is needed, right? A separation is needed. Now, ultimately, every single time, as they share in the movie, different instances have come up where, they will always come back together. They will always come back together. They will come together for a season and things will work out. And then that enemy will come again. And when that enemy will come again, it'll separate them. And when and the only way from them, what the wife finally figure out is the only way for you to continue to do your work that you have been sitting here for, and for me to live a halfway decent life, is for us to be apart. Because every time the enemy comes, it pulls us apart. It pulls us further and further apart. Listen, wife, it is not God's will necessarily for you to be apart from your husband. It is not his will for your marriage to not come together. That's not necessarily God's will for you. However, there are seasons that require a separation. There are seasons that require you to be on this side and for him to be on this side, so he can work on you and so he can work on him. So he can work on you so he can work on him. This journey requires you to manage yourself. Not so you can get your husband back. Not so you can say, oh, I got a testimony that the Lord restored my marriage, da 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 da. He brought my family back together, this and that, and da 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 da. Not for you to, be, this person and everybody sees like, oh, God did this for her. You got to learn how to manage yourself because God has a specific assignment for you. Your marriage is the first base. God has other work for you to do. And you have to know, as you pass those assignments, as you do well on this task, and he gives you another one, you have to know those assignments get harder. Those assignments get harder. They get harder. They get harder. I remember hearing the Lord tell me, he woke me up one morning. He said, your marriage hardship has strengthened your spiritual gifts. I was like, he said, your marriage hardship has strengthened your spiritual gifts. A lot of times people try to figure out, I don't know what my gift is. 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 And in church we was taught that, this is one of the reasons why they have you to serve, because when you serve, you learn what your spiritual gifts are. Well, I learned my spiritual gifts, some of my spiritual gifts in church, but a lot of my gifts that I've learned, baby, it came from my marriage hardship. A lot of the stuff that I went through, a lot of the stuff that I had to endure in my marriage, that's how I learned my spiritual gifts. And I learned, oh, okay, this is my area. Oh, this is my flow. Oh, okay, this is where God want me at. Wife, it's all about managing you on this journey. You have to manage you because God has so much work for you to do. You have to manage you because God wants to entrust you with so many things. You have to manage you because God is looking at your heart. Come on, Jesus. And this is going to be a huge part that we talk about in the marital restoration, at the marital restoration event. This is going to be a part that we're going to speak about. God is looking at that heart. God is looking at that heart. You have to manage yourself on this journey. And the part about this is when Paul was sharing this, he wasn't sharing this stuff to unbelievers. He was sharing this with Christian people. He was sharing with people like who's supposed to know better. He was sharing with people like, I know what I'm supposed to do. I know the right thing that I'm supposed to do. I know what God has told me to do. But man, this sinful nature keep rising up in me. Man, this ratchetness keep popping off. Man, something in me won't let me in that war. And why should I understand? The enemy is after your mind. He's after your mind. He's after your mind. He's after your mind. There's going to always be a war going on. And you got to learn how to settle that thing. I ain't receiving this today. Lord, whatever going on with me, regulate this. Whatever this is I'm dealing with, God, I need you to regulate this. Lord, whatever this is that's trying to rise up in me, you got to regulate this. All right? You have to be mindful. This is where self-awareness comes in hand. You have to be so self-aware of yourself on this journey. You have to know that something I'm out of pocket today. I need to take a time out. No, I ain't good to that. Today, I ain't taking no calls. I ain't taking no sessions. I ain't talking to nobody. I need to go and be with God by myself so I can get me right. Cause I feel that ratchetness coming up. I feel that ratchet side of me, that ratchet side of me coming up. Why, you got to manage yourself on this journey. Because God gonna share with you some stuff. It's gonna be some stuff that you're gonna be like amazed. God gonna share with you some stuff. He gonna share with you some stuff with you that's gonna make you be like, are you sure, God? You sure you got the right person? And God is saying, transition in season. Let me tell you about transition season. Because a lot of times people try to, go on a detour when it comes down to transition season. There's no detours for transition season, okay? There's no detours. What I have discovered during transitional season, that is a place that you have to show up for. That is something that you have to show up for. You have to show up for, you have to endure it. You have to acknowledge how it makes you feel, and you have to go through it. There's no in between. There's no, let me fast my way through this. Let me, the only thing that would keep you, come on, Jesus. The only thing that would keep you during transition seasoning is get you some worship, praise, and worship music. And baby, you better hold on to this word like none other. And you better go back to what you know. Come on, Jesus. I think I heard Sherry Brady. She's talking about, I'm living off my leftovers. Baby, you better go back to your leftovers. You better go back to what you know about God. You better go back to what God has already promised you. You better go back to what God has already said to you is going to be. You better go back to something that you already know. And you better hold on to that with dear life while you walk through that season. Psalms 23, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil because I know God is with me. I know he is with me. Oh, wretched man I am, but God is with me. All this thing is trying to come out of me, but God is with me. All this thing is trying to tear me apart, but God is with me. Because what I have also discovered and learned, that on the other side of that transition is elevation. On the other side of that transition is promotion. On the other side of that transition is greatness. On the other side of that transition is the promises that God has made to me. And so the enemy goal, wife, the enemy's goal is to keep you on this side. The enemy's goal is for you to throw in a towel. The enemy's goal is for you not to go through it. The enemy's goal is for you not to endure it. Endure persecution like a good soldier. Come on, Jesus. Endure it like a good soldier. Stand up to your Goliath. I am here. This is where we are. I am here, and I'm here to stay. You got to be able to speak back to that situation. Yes, transition, I see you, and I welcome you here. Yes, transition, I see that you here, and I welcome you here. And I'm going to stand up to it because the Bible reminds me that my God is faithful. My God is faithful. Yes, the righteous go through a lot of afflictions, but God delivers them from them all. You better have you some word on the inside of you and learn how to encourage yourself and strengthen yourself to get yourself through the other side of that. And so that's all I have for y'all today. That's all Coach She have for y'all today. That wretched man is waiting to come out. That wretched man is waiting to show his monkey tail. That wretched man, that monkey is on your back. Come on. That wretched man, baby, it is waiting on you. But you got to know, Lord, I'm going to wait on you. I'm going to hold on to this. I'm going to sit in my quiet place and I'm going to wait on you. We're going to let this thing go. We're going to let this season pass. We're going to let whatever has to happen. It's like a wave, y'all. It's like a wave. You got to let it pass. It's like a storm. You got to let it pass. Baby, there is something on the other side of transition. And the enemy doesn't want you to get it. The enemy, he doesn't want you to get it. But God has made you promises. And that's why I'm always telling wives, go back to what he said to you. Go back to the last thing he told you to do. Go back to what he told you to write down. Don't be sharing all your information with everybody. Pay for somebody to keep your secrets. Pay for somebody to be able to encourage you. Pay for somebody to support you on this journey. Somebody who understands. Don't just be around here just listening to everything. Y'all better guard y'all ears. I messed around and was trying to listen to some stuff, and it was like, oh my God, this ain't it. You better be spirit-led on this journey, or you're going to mess around and fall in the mud. You're going to mess around and get in some quicksand, and baby, you ain't going to be able to come out of this stuff. Some of this stuff that they are sharing out here, if you're not spiritually led to listen to these people, you better not get caught up and listen to all this stuff, because some of this stuff right here is not no good. It's not no good. And one of the things, and this is why I always encourage my wife to get them a good book and read, because you can't listen to all that stuff because too much information. I think I heard Juanita Bonnet say that before. Too much knowledge, too much information. It would cause a confusion spirit. You will start to doubt and be doubting the things that the very thing that you know God has promised you. You will start to doubt those things. You will start to do opposite of what God has told you to do. You will start to go in a whole different directions, even though you know this ain't right. But for some reason, I'm going this way, but something about this don't feel right. You will know, oh, Ratchet man, I am. Who will save me? Wives, you better learn how to call on Jesus during this journey. You better learn how to call on Jesus. You better learn how to be self-aware of yourself. You better get you some support. You better get you some accountability. You better be able to maintain this thing. You better be able to manage your middle, manage yourself. Because if you don't, this thing will take you on a ride, and baby, you don't know where you may end up landing at. And it's okay. It's okay if you go on this ride. It's okay if you on this wheel. It's okay if you in this race. But baby, as long as at the end you come on the other side with Jesus. As long as when it's all said and done, you come on the other side with Jesus. Oh, Ratchet man, I am. Who can save me from this? Nobody but Jesus. Nobody but Jesus. And so that's it, y'all. I want to leave you with that. Hope that encourage you. Hope that will stir you up in a different direction as you are going through your transition season. You can't do nothing about that. you got to walk that one out. Now walk it out. Now walk it out. Now walk it out. You got to walk it out. Ain't no getting past it. Ain't no detours. The only thing you can do is stop and not go forward. That's it. And that's gonna put you all the way in the back seat. That's gonna put you all the way at the end of the line. You have to walk this thing through. Transitional season is a walkthrough. Transitional season. Go back to read Psalms 23. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. You got to walk through that. You got to walk through that. You got to walk through that valley. There's no going back. But baby, as long as you walk out on the other side with Jesus, you're gonna be all right. And Coach C want to come on here to tell you today, you're gonna be all right. As long as you holding on to Jesus and you let him hold your hand and you continue to hold his hand, you're going to be all right. I'm here to tell you, you're going to be all right. Come hell or high waters, whatever it comes out to be. I heard man, share that you win. I tell my wife clients this all the time. You already have won. You already are victorious. You win. It's gonna be God. I heard a woman say this. It's gonna be God or it's gonna be God. You win, wife. Stay the course. Continue to walk this thing out. Continue to do what God is asking you to do. Continue to be that good soldier. Come on, Jesus. I needed those Bible verses other day. I needed those things to remind me. Keep walking this thing out like a good soldier. Keep fighting that fight. Stay in that race. Continue to do what God has told you to do, because it's not until you see what He has for you on the other side till you realize, man, this is what they were trying to hold me up from. Man, this is what God was trying to do. And y'all listen, we are almost there. We are coming up on this thing. Stay the course. Stay the course. If you are a wife, and you are going through a marital season of hardship, and you're saying, I need some accountability, I need some support, I need some maintenance, I need to start doing my own work, I want to encourage you to sign up for your wife consultation. Do this today, wife. Do this today. Stop waiting. We are here. We are here, and you're going to be okay. We are here, and it's going to be all right. You need to start doing your work right now. www.marriagechroniclesbytanika.com. In the meantime, don't forget to go and sign up for Marriage Restoration, Restoring the Bride, my marriage event that I'm having on next Saturday. For wives who are going through challenging seasons. Listen, God has something to say to y'all. God has something to say to y'all about your marriage. It ain't what Coach T has to say. It ain't about Coach T's timeline. It ain't about what Coach T had to go through. What is God saying to you through Coach T's story? What is God saying to you through Coach T's teaching? What is God saying to you through Coach T's coaching? What does God have to say to you about this journey? Sign up today. www.marriagechroniclesbytanika.com. In the meantime, it's Friday. Best day ever. Happy Self-Care Friday. Y'all go enjoy y'all weekend. Do something that you enjoy doing. Do something that you absolutely enjoy doing. I got to do some hard stuff this weekend, but it's necessary. It's part of the journey. It's part of the transition. But go and do something that you enjoy doing. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Thank you so much for your support. I'll talk to y'all soon. Blessings.